Before you cast your ballot this year, ask yourself one question. Do you really know deeply, creepily, Joe?
Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
This November isn't your normal November.
And I tell you what, I'm so darn proud. And those poor people who have lost, anyway.
Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. Worse no matter what. In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. Joe Biden's husband, I work for Cedric Richmond. Dear Joe, you're only 12. Your stutter is debilitating. It embarrasses you. By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. They switched on me.
This November, your vote is far much more than a vote for the president. Before you cast your ballot this year, ask yourself one question. Do you really know deeply, creepily, Joe?
Former Vice President and potential 2020 hopeful Joe Biden is trying to contain the fallout after two women accused him of inappropriate behavior.
They switched on me.
Oh, really, Joe? How many times did they switch?
They switched on me.
I've heard that before.
And then there are hugs that keep going and going and going. Joe Biden wouldn't let Hillary go as they met on the tarmac at Scranton Airport. About 4 seconds into the hug, they semi-disengage. Nothing to see here, right? Wrong, because the vice president wouldn't unhand Hillary for almost 16 seconds.
Notice how many times she tries to tap out. She lets it go, he does not. She tap out. Nope, she's just, no, he's still holding on. Okay, second tap out. For God's sake, Joe, you gotta let go.
Joe, let go? Ha!
Go ahead.
No, probably best I don't.
And we know you won't.
Perhaps his most famous hands-on moment came when he put his hands on the wife of Defense Secretary Ash Carter.
Got a lot of thanks to give out.
Conservatives panned it.
This is the creepiest thing.
And so did some liberals.
No, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. Why are you appeared to smell her hair?
This is the creepiest thing.
Is that the creepiest?
Hey, look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
And Joe, who knows her, leaned forward and whispered some encouragement, telling her that she was doing great, that she looked wonderful.
Did his actions make her feel uncomfortable?
His actions sure made me uncomfortable.
There are women, men, young, old. It's the way I've always been.
It's the way he's always been.
I hug people. I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, you can do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Biden.
Whether they're women, men, young, old, it's the way I've always been. It's the way I've tried to show it.
Biden's way. But what is Biden's way?
Do I consider it inappropriate to smell someone's hair? To get so close that I smell their hair? Yes.
Hashtag me too.
Congressional staffer Amy Lapos described unusual encounters with Mr. Biden.
He was talking to me while he was rubbing my nose with his.
The Me Too era is reason to reconsider signs of affection.
Wait, what? Reconsider?
A Democratic candidate for political office in Nevada says an endorsement took an invasive turn and that she felt powerless to stop it.
Welcome to the beginning of the end of hashtag Me
Tonight,
too.
Joe Biden is facing troubling accusations. Nevada Democrat Lucy Flores claims the former vice president inappropriately touched and kissed her head before a rally in 2014.
What was the Democrats' first response?
Other Democratic presidential hopefuls steered clear today.
Denial.
Joe Biden once said, and I quote, "When a woman alleges sexual assault, presume she is telling the truth." Needless to say, Biden has now done a complete 180.
It's good to see you today.
As Mr. Biden's team pushed back, issuing quotes from female friends, aides, and colleagues who said he never once crossed the line. Mr. Biden himself said it was never his intention to make anyone uncomfortable.
Very unexpectedly and out of nowhere, I feel Joe Biden put his hands on my shoulders, get up very close to me from behind, lean in, smell my hair, and then plant a slow kiss on the top of my head.
Does it sound similar to this?
Smell my hair, and then plant a slow kiss on the top of my head.
It looks similar.
You don't expect that kind of intimacy from someone so powerful and someone who you just have no relationship whatsoever to touch you and to feel you and to be so close to you in that way.
Joe finally admitted his behavior was inappropriate.
Mr. Biden himself said it was never his intention to make anyone uncomfortable.
I get it. I get it. I hear what they're saying. I understand it. And I'll be much more mindful. That's my responsibility. My responsibility, and I'll meet it.
I'm glad that he is clarifying his intentions. Frankly, my point was never about his intentions, and they shouldn't be about his intentions. It should be about the women on the receiving end of that behavior.
But the latest accusation.
Instance of sexual assault. And this story happened in two parts. Reed first came forward in April of 2019 at the same time as other women like Lucy Flores were coming forward, saying that they were touched inappropriately and felt uncomfortable by Joe Biden. At the time, you'll remember he said he was going to be a little bit more cognizant of people's personal space. But then in March, Tara Reid expanded her story to say that she was sexually assaulted by Biden in a corridor of the Capitol complex.
And I handed him the gym bag. And then it was one, as I described, fluid moment. He was talking to me and he said some things that I don't recall. And I was up against the wall and I remember the coldness of the wall. And I remember his hands underneath my blouse and underneath my skirt, and his fingers penetrating me as he was trying to kiss me, and I was pulling away. And he pulled back and he said, "Come on, man, I heard you liked me."
Sexual harassment has now been elevated to sexual assault in Biden's record book.
Democracy Now! Emailed Biden's press team for response to the allegations and to join us on the show, but they didn't respond. Joe Biden's deputy campaign manager, Kate Bedingfield, said in a statement, quote, "Women have a right to tell their story, and reporters have an obligation to rigorously vet those claims. We encourage them to do so because these accusations are false," she said.
Why not do a search for Tara Reid's name in the University of Delaware records?
Look, I mean, who does that search?
Socialist Party. Now, for weeks, Joe Biden, well, he has done his best to ignore sexual assault allegations levied.
Will he eventually tell us the truth this time? Will there be the death of #MeToo?
Already today, top Democrats across the country have tried to give Biden cover with glowing endorsements.
This story is to be continued. Only time will tell. So remember, this November, you vote to believe women, or you vote to cast women away. This November, you vote to make America great again, or you vote to kill #MeToo. Remember, every vote for Biden is a vote to kill #MeToo. Are you ready for that blood and guilt on your hands.
Joe killed me too. Joe killed me too. Joe killed me too.